we need to recruit bigger guys, bigger humans, and we also need to just condition ourselves and get ready for that next level of contact and intensity in rugby.
Yeah, right. So I guess if you're analysing the season, so that's the first thing you came up with was a lack of intensity or sort of getting dominated a bit at contact time. How about general sort of workload? Like, because your background, you were big on the GPS data as well. So are you seeing a big difference between Division 2 and Division 1 in terms of how much these guys are moving around? Like, are they having to go further in games? Is that then like depleting the gas tank and that's why they're getting pushed around at contact time? Or what have you sort of noticed from that sort of statistics?
Yeah, not really. So last year, like for example, we beat the team called Kamashi, and we put about 90 points on them. This is in second div. And because you're running so much during the game, you're running through them and just running and scoring tries and running back to the halfway line, the running load's really, really high.
And that's the same, like, because you break it down not just total distance, but also like sprint meters, jog meters.
So high-speed running, your number of accelerations, players' percentage of the top speed they're reaching, any metric you want to measure can be really, really high in second div. So the running load, the running intensity in a game in second div is still really high.
Okay.
Coming into first div, it can be the same or a bit less just because the contact component and the intensity of the physical battle is so much more. So there can be bigger guys, and for us, it was more time defending rather than running through teams.
Yeah.
So the running load isn't really an issue. It was just more the physical side of things.
Yeah, and I think that everyone that's played rugby knows that if you have to defend for a long time, it's just damaging. It's always harder to get up and move backwards and get ready to tackle again. It's always harder to go easier to go forwards in those situations.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. So total running load, pretty similar or comparable at least.
Yeah.
But it's just really that at the contact area.
Yeah.
So to address that, obviously recruitment's always important. Are you looking at does that change how you approach your gym sessions as well? Like, are you going to be trying to put more mass on these guys, or are you just looking to recruit bigger guys, or are you looking at doing more contact specific like drill training? So where does that balance come from for you?
Yeah, I think it's got to be all three.
Yep.
So I think we need to assess that, hey, the contact side of things defensively wasn't there, or in attack, we weren't punching holes through these guys and we weren't stopping them. So some of that is, so the younger Japanese players, if they're only 80 kilos, they do have to get bigger. So we do have to try as hard as we possibly can to put weight on these guys. So that could be through pre-season, more gym sessions, bigger gym sessions, higher volume training. We provide them with food. So they'll have a big gym session. They go into lunch, which is a buffet style, so they can eat as much as they can.
Nice.
So
do you track that sort of thing? So do you say, hey guys, you should be having this many calories a day, or you just sort of unleash them on their own?
So we have a nutritionist, and she'll work with the players as a group, but then also individually. So if there's people that need to gain weight, she'll sit down with them and talk to them about what they do. Generally speaking, a rugby player might not be the same as someone who's really into fitness and someone who's going to weigh all their food and track their macros. However, what they can do is just take photos of their food and discuss it with the nutritionist. So this is my typical breakfast, this is my typical dinner, this is what I have for lunch, these are my protein shakes, whatever it is, and then she'll make some recommendations based on that. So, hey, more protein here and here and here, or we need you to gain weight, we're going to have some more carbs here and here and here. So that is something we definitely keep track of.
Yeah.
And then guys, we measure their body weights and monitor their body weight and body composition throughout the season.
Okay. How are you going to be adjusting the actual, the rugby training to focus on that? Like, does that mean just more of the time it's dedicated to contact type drills? Because there's that fine line to walk of doing more contact, you're elevating your risk of injury.
Yeah.
Because contact by its nature carries inherent risk, right? Yeah. So how do you balance that? Have you had a talk with the other coaches about how that's going to look this next season?
And that's for probably each team to decide individually. And it is for someone like myself to discuss with the head coach or the defence coach how much is the right amount. And it's always a balance. There might be some weeks, might be a 6-day turnaround, where you had a bad loss and you've got a short week, so you're missing one of those sessions, and you think, hey, we're actually not going to do any full contact in training this week because these guys have had to travel. They've been smashed on a Sunday. They've had to catch a plane. We're then training Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we're playing again on a Saturday. Where do you fit full contact into that week? Or maybe you don't. But you could still do contact skill work, which is what, in that situation, what we would do. So it might be on the pads, or it might be just one-on-one tackling technique, like contact preparedness. But yeah, it is a balance to find like how many minutes. We call it red contact, as in full contact, live contact. How much you do. What does that look like? Is it full field? Is it 15 to 15 full contact? Is it 1-on-1 full contact? There's pros and cons to both. So there might be a thought that would say, hey, we'll just do 1-on-1 because it's a smaller setting. But if it's 1-on-1, I know that I'm just going to smash you. And it's going to be big contact because you're not passing, you're not running, you're just running at me and
right.
I'm going to whack you. If it's, say, 10-on-10, you've got part of the field, it was like, I don't know if you're going to offload, if you're going to pass, you're going to step, like, I don't know what you're going to do. So it's a bit more game-like. But then maybe there's higher speeds involved and bigger distances. And maybe then there's more risk in that. So it's about finding the right drill. What's the team poor at? Is it 1-on-1 tackles for just these 5 guys? Then maybe they do more of that. Yeah.
Is it ruck at the ruck or in the mall?
Yeah. Breakdown work. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, the link to the full podcast is right here.
Awesome. We'll see you there.